The dining table is often much more than just a piece of furniture. It is where conversations continue over long dinners, where families come together, where guests are welcomed, and where some of the most memorable moments inside a home take place. Because of this, choosing the right dining table can completely transform the look and atmosphere of your dining area. A beautiful dining table can become the visual center of the room, while the wrong size, shape, material, or proportion can make even an expensive interior feel uncomfortable or unfinished. In today's video, we are exploring some of the most beautiful dining table design ideas for stylish and luxurious homes, from elegant marble and natural wood tables to sculptural contemporary designs, sophisticated dining chairs, statement lighting, and simple styling details that can make the entire dining space feel elevated. So if you are planning a new dining area, renovating your home, or simply looking for inspiration to refresh your existing dining space, stay with us because there are plenty of ideas to explore. Before choosing the color, material, or style of your dining table, the first thing to consider is the size and proportion of the room. A dining table should feel generous enough for everyone to sit comfortably, but it should never overwhelm the space. One of the most common mistakes in dining room design is choosing a table that looks beautiful on its own but is simply too large for the available area. You need to think about the complete dining arrangement rather than just the tabletop. The table, chairs, walking space, storage units, lighting, and surrounding walls all need to work together. There should be enough space around the table for people to comfortably pull out their chairs and move around without constantly bumping into furniture. In a larger dining room, an 8-seater or 10-seater table can create a dramatic and luxurious appearance, while in a more compact apartment, a 4-seater or 6-seater table may feel much more balanced. The goal is not simply to choose the biggest table that fits. The goal is to create a dining area that feels comfortable, proportionate, and visually balanced. Rectangular dining tables remain one of the most versatile choices for contemporary homes. Their long horizontal form works particularly well in elongated dining rooms and open-plan living and dining areas, while also providing plenty of flexibility when it comes to seating. A classic rectangular table can be designed in many different ways. Imagine a warm walnut tabletop paired with a sculptural central base and elegant upholstered dining chairs, or picture a luxurious marble tabletop with softly rounded edges and sophisticated chairs in neutral fabric. For a more contemporary home, keep the tabletop relatively clean and allow the architecture of the base to become the statement. A rectangular dining table is also an excellent choice if you frequently entertain because it naturally creates a strong central arrangement and provides plenty of seating. If you want your dining area to feel more intimate and conversational, a round dining table can be an excellent choice. Unlike a rectangular table, a round table does not have a defined head position, so everyone sits around the same central point, making conversation feel more natural. Round tables are especially beautiful in smaller dining areas because their curved silhouette can make the room feel softer and less crowded. A round marble table with a sculptural pedestal base can look incredibly sophisticated, while a dark wooden round table can create a warmer and more traditional atmosphere. The pedestal base is particularly useful because it eliminates multiple table legs and gives everyone more freedom to move their chairs comfortably. An oval table gives you another beautiful option by combining some of the advantages of both rectangular and round designs. You get the length and seating capacity of a rectangular table, but with softer curved edges. This makes oval dining tables particularly attractive in sophisticated contemporary interiors where you want the room to feel elegant without becoming overly formal. An oval table can also soften an interior filled with strong architectural lines. Imagine a long oval stone tabletop paired with curved upholstered chairs and a large sculptural pendant hanging directly above. The result can feel luxurious, refined, and welcoming at the same time. Marble and natural stone dining tables are another excellent choice when you want the dining area to make a strong visual statement. Marble immediately introduces a sense of luxury because of its natural veining and unique character. No two stone surfaces look exactly the same, which means the tabletop itself becomes a distinctive feature within the room. White marble can create a bright and sophisticated appearance, while darker stones can produce a more dramatic and intimate atmosphere. However, luxury does not always mean choosing the most heavily veined or visually dramatic stone. In many contemporary homes, understated stone with subtle movement can actually look more sophisticated. The base is equally important. A heavy stone top can be paired with a simple sculptural base, brushed metal support, or architectural pedestal. The key is balance. If the tabletop already has a lot of visual movement, keeping the surrounding furniture relatively restrained can create a much more polished result. If marble feels too formal for your home, natural wood can bring warmth, texture, and character into the dining space. Wooden dining tables work beautifully across many interior styles, from contemporary and minimalist to European, Japandi, rustic, and modern luxury. Walnut creates a rich and sophisticated appearance, oak feels lighter and more natural, while darker woods can create a dramatic and intimate atmosphere. One of the most beautiful approaches is to combine a natural wooden tabletop with a sculptural base. You can also use the dining chairs to introduce contrast. A warm timber table paired with cream-upholstered chairs can create a soft luxury look, while darker chairs can make the dining area feel more dramatic and architectural. The natural grain of wood also brings a sense of warmth that can balance harder materials such as stone, glass, or metal. Sometimes the most interesting part of a dining table is not the tabletop at all, but the base. Modern furniture designers increasingly use the base as an architectural element, creating oversized pedestal bases, curved forms, crossed structures, cylindrical supports, and artistic geometric compositions. These designs can turn a simple dining table into a statement piece. If your room is otherwise minimal, a sculptural base is a wonderful way to introduce personality without adding unnecessary decoration. Because the table itself becomes the artwork, you can keep the rest of the room relatively simple and allow the furniture to become the main focal point. Of course, a beautiful dining table can still feel incomplete if the chairs are not chosen carefully. The chairs should complement the table without necessarily looking like an exact matching set. For a luxurious interior, upholstered chairs in cream, beige, taupe, gray, or warm earthy tones can create a sophisticated atmosphere. Boucle, linen, velvet, and other textured fabrics can introduce softness and make the dining area feel more comfortable. You can also experiment with contrast. A dark wooden table with light upholstered chairs creates a beautiful visual balance, while a light stone table with darker chairs creates a more dramatic effect. And if the dining table itself has a sculptural form, simpler chairs can prevent the room from becoming visually overwhelming. One of the most important elements of the entire dining space is lighting. A dining table should ideally have a dedicated lighting element above it because lighting helps define the dining zone and creates an intimate atmosphere. A single pendant can work beautifully above a smaller round table, while a longer linear pendant or multiple pendants can be used above a large rectangular or oval table. The lighting fixture should relate to the scale of the table. If it is too small, it can disappear into the room, while an oversized fixture can overpower the entire dining area. For a luxury interior, sculptural pendant lights, glass clusters, elegant metal fixtures, and contemporary chandeliers can all create beautiful focal points. Lighting is not only about appearance either. The warmth of the light also affects the atmosphere of the dining experience, and warm, soft lighting generally creates a much more inviting environment than harsh, cool illumination. Once the main furniture has been selected, styling can make the dining area feel complete. But this is one place where less is often more. You do not need to cover the entire table with decorative objects. A simple centerpiece can be enough. A low floral arrangement, sculptural vase, ceramic object, elegant bowl, or carefully arranged candles can create a beautiful focal point without taking away from the table itself. For a contemporary home, one large sculptural object can be enough, while for a softer interior, a simple arrangement of fresh or dried foliage can work beautifully. And for everyday dining, it is important to leave enough clear space so that the table remains functional. Luxury is often created through restraint rather than excessive decoration. A dining table should also never be designed completely in isolation. Look around the entire dining room and consider how the table interacts with everything around it. Is there a console behind the table? Is there a sideboard? Are there artworks or mirrors on the walls? Does the flooring complement the furniture? Does the ceiling treatment reinforce the dining area? All of these details contribute to the final appearance. In an open-plan apartment, for example, the dining table can become the transition between the living room and kitchen. A beautiful pendant above the table can visually define the dining zone without requiring a physical partition. This is particularly useful in modern apartments where multiple functions share one large space. You also do not need a huge dining room to create a luxurious dining experience. For smaller homes, choose furniture that works with the proportions of the space. A round pedestal table can be an excellent option because it provides seating while keeping the visual footprint relatively light. Extendable dining tables are another practical choice because they can remain compact for everyday use and expand when guests arrive. Glass or visually lighter tabletops can also help a smaller room feel more open. The important thing is to avoid filling every available inch. A smaller dining area with carefully selected furniture can feel far more luxurious than a large room packed with oversized pieces. Neutral interiors are another beautiful direction for dining spaces. A neutral palette does not have to feel boring or flat. Instead of relying on multiple colors, focus on layers of texture. Think warm oak, creamy upholstery, natural stone surfaces, soft curtains, textured walls, subtle metallic details, and sculptural lighting. Different materials create visual depth even when the color palette remains restrained. This approach is especially effective in luxury apartments where you want the dining room to feel sophisticated, timeless, and calm. If your dining room feels too plain, contrast can completely transform it. A light dining table can be paired with dark chairs, a warm timber table can be placed against a textured stone wall, or a neutral room can feature a dramatic black pendant. You could also introduce one strong artwork behind the dining table. The idea is not to introduce contrast everywhere. Instead, choose one or two elements and allow them to become the visual focus. This creates a more intentional and sophisticated interior rather than a room filled with competing features. Ultimately, the perfect dining table is not simply the most expensive, largest, or most visually dramatic table you can find. It is the one that creates the right balance between beauty, comfort, functionality, proportion, and the overall personality of your home. Before making a decision, always begin by understanding the room itself. Look at its dimensions, the available walking space, the position of doors and windows, and how the dining area connects with the rest of your home. A beautiful table can lose its impact if it is too large for the room, while a well-proportioned table can make even a compact dining area feel incredibly sophisticated. Once you understand the space, think about the shape that works best for you. A long rectangular table can create a classic and elegant look and is perfect for larger dining areas, while a round table can make a smaller room feel more intimate and encourage conversation. An oval table brings softness and elegance, while a sculptural contemporary design can turn the dining table itself into a statement piece. Then comes the material, and this is where you can really define the character of your dining space. Natural wood can introduce warmth, texture, and timeless appeal. Marble and stone can create a luxurious and sophisticated atmosphere, while glass can make a contemporary space feel lighter and more open. You can also explore combinations of materials, such as a stone tabletop with a sculptural metal base or a warm wooden top with an architectural pedestal. Once the table has been selected, the dining chairs should be chosen with equal attention. They should not only look beautiful but also be comfortable enough for long dinners and conversations. Consider upholstery, texture, color, height, and how the chairs visually interact with the table. Sometimes the most beautiful dining rooms are not created by perfectly matching every element, but by introducing subtle contrast. A dark table with light upholstered chairs, a warm wooden table with textured neutral seating, or a light stone table paired with deeper toned chairs can create a much more layered and sophisticated look. Lighting is another element that can completely transform the dining experience. A sculptural pendant, an elegant chandelier, or a series of carefully positioned lights can immediately draw attention towards the table and create a sense of intimacy. The scale of the lighting fixture is important as well. It should feel connected to the size of the table rather than appearing too small or overwhelming the room. Finally, think about styling. A dining table does not need to be covered with accessories to look luxurious. In fact, restraint often creates a much more sophisticated result. A beautiful ceramic vase, a low floral arrangement, a sculptural object, natural foliage, or a simple arrangement of candles can be enough to complete the setting. The surrounding elements matter too, from artwork and mirrors to rugs, curtains, sideboards, flooring, and wall finishes. When every element has been selected with intention, the dining table becomes much more than a functional piece of furniture. It becomes the visual and emotional center of the dining space, a place that feels beautiful when the room is empty, but becomes even more special when people gather around it. And before we finish today's video, let's turn this into a little interior design game. Imagine that you are designing your dream dining room right now, and you can choose only one option from each category. First, choose your table shape. Would you go for A, a classic rectangular table, B, a soft and elegant oval table, or C, a round sculptural table? Now choose your material. Would you pick A, warm natural wood, B, luxurious marble or stone, or C, a sleek contemporary glass design? Next comes the dining chairs. Would you choose A, soft cream or beige upholstery, B, rich darker tones for contrast, or C, sculptural modern chairs that become a statement themselves? And finally, choose your lighting. Would you go for A dramatic chandelier, B. A large sculptural pendant, or C. Several elegant pendant lights arranged above the table. Now put your choices together and imagine the final room. If you chose rectangular wood with cream chairs and a chandelier, you are probably drawn towards a warm, timeless and sophisticated dining interior. If you chose oval marble with darker chairs and a sculptural pendant, your style is leaning towards contemporary luxury with a dramatic edge. And if you chose a round stone table, sculptural chairs and multiple pendants, you probably love modern interiors where furniture itself becomes part of the architecture. There is no right or wrong answer because the most beautiful dining room is ultimately the one that reflects your own personality and the way you actually live. And that brings us to the end of today's video on dining table design ideas for a stylish and luxurious home. Whether you prefer the timeless elegance of marble, the warmth of natural wood, the softness of an oval table, the intimacy of a round design, or the drama of a sculptural contemporary piece, remember that the best choice is the one that works naturally with your space and lifestyle. A beautiful dining room is not created simply by choosing an expensive table, but through thoughtful decisions about proportions, materials, comfortable seating, lighting, textures, and styling. Your dining table should be practical for everyday life while also creating a space where you want to gather, connect, celebrate, and make memories. So, which would you choose for your dream home: marble, natural wood, stone, glass, or a sculptural contemporary design? And what combination did you get in our little design game? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Everyday Interiors TV, and turn on the notification bell for more interior design inspiration, luxury home ideas, furniture guides, and styling tips. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, great interiors are not only about how a space looks, but about how beautifully it makes you live. We'll see you in the next video.